Stephanie Milky here, aka Keto Mom, or often called mom, sis, Steffi, daughter, wife, aunt, and friend. Just like many of you, I carry a lot of titles. My favorite title is mom. I should probably say wife, which takes a lot of my time. But let's be honest, if you want to do something and do it well, you will make the time for it. Commitment is hard because we find ourselves overcommitted, but when you practice prioritizing, you will find out what is actually important and what you can let go. With the Keto Mom podcast, you will learn together how to manage our time, commit to the most important things in life, and I will equip you with the tools you need to feel qualified each step of the way. My name is Stephanie Milky, and welcome to the Keto Mom Secrets podcast. Welcome to the Keto Mom page. My name is Stephanie, and you are about to learn something remarkable. It's the first sentence in the book. All right, as you're tuning in, where are you tuning in from? Welcome to the Keto Mom page. Here on the page, I was actually, right before I did a live, was talking to a new friend, and we were talking about getting together and meals, and she's like, man, I've never cooked keto before, and I'm telling you this for a reason. And she's like, okay, I'll do the best that I can because our family is going to Florida, blah, blah, blah. And I said, hey, you don't have to worry about our food. Years ago, when I started this page, my husband was doing keto 8 years ago. This has nothing to do with the book, but we're going to start this in a second. But I say this because if you're brand new to the page, post new below. I'd love to get to know you. But the page isn't just about keto recipes. Years ago, it started that way. And then I've realized over 8 years what people actually need to achieve their goals. They might not want it. They might want recipes. And in fact, that's great to have. But what people need is some basic steps, some understanding, some awareness around how their body works and the simplicity of doing this. So many new people. Hi, Brenda. Hi, Jamie. Hi, Cara. I love it. Hi, Tiffany. So here's what I want you to understand. This page has been around for 8 years. You can, hello, Jessica. You can always go to, this is amazing. Hi, Casey. Good morning. You can always go to KetoMomSecrets.com. All one word, KetoMomSecrets.com. Click on recipes. Click on how to get started. There's a very basic how to get started of how I started. It started with food. And then we started understanding ketones. Like this morning, this is my flavor of the day. So if you are already drinking ketones, tell me below. Which flavor did you drink? This is my favorite. If you've never tried ketones, post ketones in the comments so we can chat. I sound super stuffed up. It's probably because everything is blossoming around here. I'm from Minnesota. Hold on. And everything like overnight turned green. The trees are green. There's flowers outside. It's going to be super great. Super great. I'm not stuffy. So I'm telling you this because in the mornings, we're working on your mindset. So there's a lot of things that I've realized over 8 years that people need. They don't realize it, but when you actually dive into why people aren't achieving their goals. So if you listened to my live last night, I'm not expecting that you did, but if you did, some of the questions that I was going to dive into today and this week is I asked everybody, if there's one thing that you felt like, hey, Stephanie, if you could teach me this one thing, I feel like I would achieve my goals. If you could teach me this one thing, I feel like I could do this. And you want to know what everybody's answers were? Everybody, I'm globalizing, the people that answered said, I can't stay motivated. How do I stay motivated? How do I get inspired? How do I not self-sabotage? How do I not overeat? How do I not eat out of emotion? A lot of it has to do with awareness in your own mindset. That's what people need. That's what you need. And so how do I stop the sugar, right? How do I do all these things? And so I've been wrestling around looking at my bookshelf because I've got hundreds of books. We've gone through tons of books. We've talked about different types of mindset. And it's so interesting because I was reading this morning and I grabbed a book off the shelf that we've already done. But I was reading it again and I went, this is one of the ways, one of the tools. This is one thing that can help you with motivation or inspiration. It can help get your booty off the couch. It can help you say yes instead of no, or no instead of yes. It can help you do something that you want to do. This book is it's not the only answer, but this book is an answer to all of those things that I just said. How do I not self-sabotage? How do I not overeat? How do I not eat the sugar? How do I keep going when I'm tired? And so this book, if you don't have it, you can get it. It's a simple read. I'm going to share it with you. And we're going to go through chapter 1. And a lot of it is stories. I'm not reading the stories to you, but I'm going to give you the basic overview, because if you deal with not being motivated, not being inspired, self-sabotaging, feeling like you're never going to get there, like if I had one thing that could help me, this could be the one tool, the one awareness. Because just so you know, a lot of the reasons, is that even a thing? The reason that most people aren't hitting their goal, you want to know why? Or their goals, or feeling better, is because they just don't have the awareness of what to do. And the what to do is very simple, but it comes with consistent action over time. And so our author, Mel Robbins of the 5-second rule, started her book off by saying this: you are about to learn something remarkable that will change your life if you put it into play. Are you ready? It says this 5-second rule book, the rule will help you live, love, work, and speak with greater confidence, encourage you every day. She created the 5-second rule. Oh, my dogs are barking. At a time when life was falling apart. And so she shares her story in here. If you want to get the book, I'm going to read you a couple things that are going to help you understand what this actually means. The 5-second rule changed everything by teaching me just one thing. And the one thing was how to change. She says, using the rule, I replaced my tendency to overthink the small things. I used the rule to master self-monitoring or becoming more present and productive. The rule taught me how to stop doubting and start believing in myself, my ideas, and my abilities. And the rule has given me the inner strength to become a better, more happier me. For those of you who have dealt with self-doubt, or you're up and down, I constantly quit, I feel like I'm failing, this is going to help you. Why? You guys, it's a basic concept of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ignore my dogs. They're up in the girls' rooms. I'm not going to go get them. So there's so many stories in the very first chapter. So it's not giving you 100% of how-tos. It's basically setting you up for what you're going to learn. She goes, you have greatness inside of you. I tell you guys that all the time. You were created by greatness, for greatness. You have greatness inside of you. There are things that only you can do. There are people that only you can reach. There are people that you inspire. And you might be going, Stephanie, I don't inspire anybody. Yes, you do. And if there's one person you can work on inspiring, it's yourself. So only through action, listen, only through action have I unlocked the power inside of me to become the person that I've always wanted to become. And so here's the understanding of the 5-second rule, and I'll give you her story in a basic overview. She was dealing with the depression. Her life was falling apart, the author, and she couldn't get out of bed. And she kept telling herself, if I could just get out of bed, I would be able to do this and this. Maybe you're like, if I could just do this, go to the gym, say no to the donut, stop hitting the snooze, get up. If I could just drive past that drive-through, if I could just, what is it, right? If I could just. And that was her. She said, if I could just get out of bed. And she talks about how she was watching a rocket launch into space. And they were counting down, and then it blasted off. And she said, Mel is our friend for this next couple weeks. She goes, if I could just launch myself like a rocket out of bed, it would start my day. I would feel amazing, and I would launch myself like a rocket into the things that I don't want to do, but I know I need to do. So for example, if you are like, if I could just get out of bed without hitting the snooze, I could get up early, I could do some reading, I would work on my mindset. If I could just get out of bed an hour early, I would listen to some inspirational speakers, I would journal, I would sit and drink my ketones, I would have a great morning if I could just. And she would say, you could do it if you adopt the 5-second rule. So as your alarm clock goes off, before your brain starts thinking, I'm too tired, I stayed up late, you deserve to sleep more, so comfy in my bed, that's me. She said, nope. When you need to do something like get out of bed, you think to yourself, all right, self, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. And she rocketed herself out of bed. That's like the 5-second recap of her beginning of her story. And she said, before my mind said no, before I got super comfortable, before I rolled over, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, did it. All right. You might be like, okay, how does that help me? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, put the donut down and walk past. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, don't go in the employee lounge. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, before your mind starts saying, but that would taste really good. Oh, but you deserve it. You had a hard weekend and it's a Monday and we get sugary coffee every Monday. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, drive past. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, put your shoes on and go for a walk. Before you're like, I have other things to do. Like, I don't have time today. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go to the gym. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, make the phone call that needs to be made, right? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, what is it? So for example, Leanne, she says, I'm starting keto today. Wish me luck. Leanne, we've chatted many times. I know your name. I'm going to say this with all my love in my heart. I actually don't believe in luck. I believe in awareness. I believe in understanding. I believe in you get what you believe that you can do. I believe in hard work. And most people think of luck as like, well, if it happens to me, I was lucky. No. The luck is people look at people's lives and think that it was overnight when it was really consistent action over time. So Leanne, if you're really wanting to do keto, or Leanne, I would actually say, what do you actually want? And let's figure out the steps that you need to do consistently over time. And remember, the only way you fail is if you quit. So if you fall or you find yourself drinking that sugary coffee, if you hit the snooze button and you're running late, if you didn't do the 5-second rule, if you feel like your Monday hasn't started off the way that you wanted it to, it doesn't have to wreck the rest of your day. So the 5-second rule that we're going to dive into, it might take us a week or so, a couple weeks to go through this book. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, Leanne. When you come across something that you're like, this doesn't align with my goals, you 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 yourself out of there. Or you shut the fridge, or you don't go through the drive-through, or 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, I know I need to drink some water. So you grab your water and you drink some water. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Does that make sense? Is this making sense? Like this one action, this one awareness, this one idea of the 5-second rule will get you out of bed, will get you to the gym, will put the donut down, will drive you past the drive-through. It will help you not yell at your kids because you're going to go, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, I'm not going to lose my EQ. I'm going to have a conversation with my spouse or my kids or my coworker, and I'm going to have a great day. It's almost like giving yourself 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You either go or 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm going to take a breather and not freak out on anybody around me. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Eat that frog, Robin. You're right. So that's chapter 1. In the first chapter, if you don't have the book, she shares a ton of stories about what people did, like their challenge, and then what they did in 5 seconds. And so I'm not going to read those to you, but it says things like the 5-second rule is also a powerful tool to help with addictions. Somebody shared their addiction and their depression. The rule saved my life. The rule It absolutely incredibly inspired me, and it pushed me to be a better me. This rule, and you read these stories. This is a great book. And so we're going to continue to go through the book. Welcome to the Keto Mom page, where I will give you food and recipes, but what you actually need is mindset, understanding that there's no overnight success, but understanding that you can 100% reach your goals if you give it time, if you plug into the right community, if you ask questions, and if you let me help you, or the person that you look up to. You can ask me, you can 100% send me a message, and I will 100% answer you. Eat the Frog. Hey, Andrea, we went through a book a week ago called Eat That Frog. It was doing the thing that you procrastinate on the most. The 5-second rule is 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get your booty off the couch and go eat the frog. Do the thing that you procrastinate on first in your day. You will have an amazing day. So yes, Erin asked if we could get our podcast. So my podcast is just called Keto Mom Secrets. I'll share it in my stories today. I actually have a couple podcasts. So 1, Keto Mom Secrets. Number 2, I do a podcast with our oldest daughter, who is 15, about to turn 16, called Who Is She Becoming? I will share all of that. And I might be starting something completely new with my mentor. It's going to be coming. There's a lot of things in the works. There's things in the works with doing stuff with my husband. I've got something super fun coming with my mentor, who I have learned so much in life, and we're about to talk about life. Not with just me, but with her. So there's a lot of things coming. Stay tuned. As soon as I have it set, I will give you that information, and you can listen. And I hope it adds value to your life. So, hey, here on the Keto Mom page, you can send me a message. You can always go to ketomomsecrets.com, and it's going to be a great day. Continue to tune in. If you need recipes, there's recipes here on the page, excuse me, for the last 8 years. 8 years. And if you, excuse me, you need mindset, tune in the mornings. Everything is recorded. It is all kept. You can play it back later. For those who just asked, this is a book that we're going through. If you need motivation, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let me know what you want. You guys, motivation comes from your outward, like it comes from a book. Motivation might be like, oh my goodness, Stephanie said, eat that frog. Like motivation is on your outwardness. It's like things you listen to and people you watch and things that you read, a song. That's motivation. And motivation is temporary. Inspiration and aspiration, what comes from within. You've got to figure out who you are so that you can go ahead and dive into that when somebody else isn't going to motivate you to do what you want to do. So we need to work on your mindset. We need to work on why do you doubt yourself and how you look at yourself? Because if you don't believe in yourself, how in the world are you going to get your booty off the couch to do the things you want to do? It has to eventually come within. You can be motivated, but you've got to have the awareness and the understanding of some of the things that we teach on here, because that is going to push you when nobody else will. That is going to get you up when nobody is watching. That is going to help you say no to some things and yes to some things when nobody is there to guide you. Who are you becoming? Who do you want to become? That's the question, right? Not like I want to lose 80 pounds, but who do you want to become in the process? That, the hands down, the best book that we've ever done on this page is called The Power to Change by Craig Groeschel. He says, we try so hard to change our habits, but if we don't actually work on the who we are before the doing that one thing or implementing that one habit or trying to stop things, it won't work. Who do you want to become? That book is incredible. You can go to ketomomsecrets.com and click on book club and go through go through the Power to Change book. That's unbelievable. These are going to be tips to help you in the do part, but you need to focus on the who first. Anyways, thanks for tuning in. Your presence matters. Send me a message, reach out. I'm here to help. I hope you guys have an incredible day. You can always post food in the comments if you need a basic overview of how to get started for all of you who are new. You can always post ketones in the comments if you want to know why I drink ketones. They're amazing. They're my mom fuel. I love them, and they're my tool of choice. Some of you have had 8 pots of coffee already this morning. I'm drinking ketones. All right. Thanks for tuning in. I've kept you on here long enough. I hope you guys have an incredible morning, and we'll talk to you soon.